The official Angular 22 documentation tells you to install Angular globally on your development machine. There are multiple reasons why you would not want to do this. Chief among them is security. Subscribers to my channel know that I've been saying this for years, well before the NPM supply chain attacks became well publicized. If you need to use Angular 22, which at the time of recording is the newest version of Angular, and you want to use PNPM instead of NPM as your default package manager for your Angular projects, and you do not want to install any NPM packages permanently, globally on your machine, I'm going to recommend that you run this command, or command rather. So you're going to go PNPM DLX, which is the equivalent of NPX when using NPM. You're going to use the Angular CLI, use the new keyword. This new keyword is required. You have to remember to add that new keyword. The name of your Angular project, and you are going to pass a flag on the command line for the default package manager to be PNPM. Now, when you run this command with this flag, it will specify PNPM in the package.json file. The result of that command is this Angular 22 scaffolded project. And like I mentioned a few seconds ago, line 12, the default package manager, PNPM, is the result of passing that flag in the command line. Now, because we did not install the Angular CLI globally on our machine, the ng command will not work. But what you can do instead is you can precede any ng command with the PNPM prefix. I just happen to have my PNPM command alias to a shorthand of PN. You can do that in your bash config file or your zsh config file if you're using ZSH or ZSH. Anyhow, if I want to run the ng test command, I'll do it like so. There you go. But all of that is redundant if you have the script object set up. For example, since I'm using PNPM, I can just simply go pn start, and the application will start. Now keep in mind that when you were using PNPM, you do not need to add the word run, okay? Unlike in NPM. Now you may have noticed that there is a prettier configuration file here because the Angular team is just assuming that in 2026 you're using prettier as your default file formatter. If you would rather use Biome to do the work of both prettier and ESLint, you would simply install the Biome package and run PNPM Biome init like I've taught you in the past in previous videos. My bare bones biome.json file looks like this. If you use a good linter like Biome, you will find out that the Angular team made a mistake, a small one, when they set up a CLI. They forgot to include this key value pair within the compiler option for your TypeScript. Remember, TypeScript is not optional in Angular. You have to use TypeScript. But it's no biggie. You can just add this key value pair to the compiler option. If you do decide to go with Biome, whatever IDE that you use, whether it be VS Code, Cursor, or some other IDE, remember to set Biome as your default formatter for that IDE so that you can have formatting when you save the file automatically. One last thing before we conclude this video, and that is if you wish to install a different version of Angular, perhaps a version that is older than 22, you would simply specify that version right after the CLI command, the CLI keyword there. And that's pretty much it, without having to install anything globally on your machine. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel. It is completely free. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.